Hello and welcome to Yarnivore. Does that help? That helps a little. I'm Sadie, also known as Sadie Ruin or Blue Ruin. I will be your host. We are on episode something or other. I'm equally as bad as last time because I didn't write it down. But this is the podcast, and those are the cats, and they will be coming and going. This is the podcast where we discuss knitting and other fine frippery. So, how shall we start this? I will start with the finished object. It is not blocked. I need to block it and take pictures so I can enter it to the official knit along thread. But this is done, and it is the Shard pattern by Rosemary Romy Hill, and it is knit out of Another Crafty Girl in the, I believe it's the strong sock base. It's the 80/20. Hold on. Allergies mean more eye snot than I need to deal with. So, yes, out of Another Crafty Girl, I believe the strong sock is the 80/20, and the colorway is the Moon and Stars. It's gorgeous. I love it. As I said last week, I think I should have done 2 skeins worth and actually, or maybe even added an extra one. I don't know. I think 2 skeins worth and then moved my original marker over a little more would have given me a bit of a wider shawl. As it sits, it's very small for me. Like, I have a big neck. Don't worry. I'm a big girl. I have a big neck. This would probably be a good size for most people, but for me, not a fan. I did see that Amy Beth, the Fat Squirrel, of Fat Squirrel Fibers, Fat Squirrel Bags, Fat Squirrel Awesomeness, did extend hers and do a 2. And I think that's what I will do if I do another one. Because, yeah, I want it to be bigger. But either way, it was a fun knit. It was really addictive. Once I got through the first wedge and understood shards, it was a lot easier. And then I just kept going. And it looks really cool and organic, and I like that. So, that's my finished object. I actually finished something this week. Hallelujah. Petrie's like, I don't care, woman. Go away. Petrie really doesn't care about most things. If it's not food, she really doesn't care. The other thing I worked on, I know we saw Civil War. I can't remember what day. It was either Friday or Saturday, so I'm pretty sure it was after I recorded, which means that you haven't seen the developments on the cotton socks, which are out of this opal cotton. Pew! I finished one while watching Captain America Civil War. I'm not a big Captain America fan, but I did enjoy Civil War. I'm more of a Hulk and Loki kind of gal. Apparently I like them crazy. So, not having the Hulk or Thor, which meant no Loki, was not as much fun, but I do enjoy Iron Man. The storyline was good. It was an enjoyable thing. So I finished the first foot the first sock while watching it. There's a basic toe. I did a fish lips kiss heel because I did that before we went to the movie, so I wouldn't have to worry about anything while I was in the movie theater. Lo and behold, I finished the toe and I was like, okay. I think there was like 20 minutes left in the movie and I was like, yeah. Because if my hands aren't doing something, I get really quite agitated in movie theaters. I don't know why. And it's not that I'm claustrophobic. I actually am more agoraphobic than I am claustrophobic. Wide open spaces, just, no. Not a fan. Cornfields, no. Yeah, and I'm from Saskatchewan. I know where you can watch your dog run away for 3 days. I hated driving long distances in Saskatchewan because you just look out and it's like the horizon. Anyway, here's the second sock, which I started afterwards. I did the same amount of ribbing. I didn't match them up this time because I felt it wasn't necessary. It would be a waste of yarn. And quite frankly, I was being lazy, so I'm okay with that. And then we've got through some of the leg. I'm doing it on US 1 2.25 millimeter needles. These are my carbons. And as I've discussed before, I really like these needles, but I'm really picky about carbons. Because if you don't play with them first before you buy them, and yeah, I know, I've still got the really bad. I need to just take off like the 3 nails that are still hanging on. 6 out of 10. If you don't, my thing about buying carbons, if you don't like feel them up first, because I have this pair which I love, and I bought another pair and I threw them away because I couldn't even, because the join sucked right here. So I like to feel up the join, and then the joins on the wood pieces to the metal portions, those can be really icky. So, and I haven't found a place where I can feel up the carbons before I buy them. Usually they're in the pack. But that's why I'm skeptical about buying more carbons. And I know other people have said they have the same problem. But I really like the one pair I do have. So I don't know. I know nothing. I am a fungus. So that got some work. Have I mentioned that Stitch Mania has really sucked my, crafting time away? That, and finally I ordered some more base yarn, and it is going to be here today, and oh my god, I'm so excited to die. It's sad. Like, this week has been, aside from the dentist, which I had to go to. I hate dentists. In my Mina Makes bag, that was in my Tangerine Designs bag. In my Mina Makes bag, we have the Yule. Where's the pattern? Here's the pattern. By Strickauszeit. See, Teresa pronounced this for me. It's the Yule cardigan. Jule. There's a picture. I need a picture to show you. There's one at the end, but there's how many pages of pattern? There we go. Okay. So it's this cardigan, which is adorable, and I love it. And I'm really looking forward to finishing it, even though I've got a ways to go yet. I'm daydreaming of finishing this cardigan and malfunction. It is out of handspun. It's a handspun blend I did. Here's the biggest ball. It's no longer a ball. It's more like an oval of doom. I have joined the body. Everyone saw that I joined the body. This is the right side. You can tell because I have my little marker-y-do from Sue, who is Crafty Knitter 7, who is the Tangled Skein on Etsy. And the front half, let's see if I can, this is going to get harder to show because now I'm working the whole body here, and it has no sleeves. It kind of looks demented. This is the portion where it looks demented. This little markery dude is where I was last week on the front right side. I finished the front right side and the front right armhole shaping, and now I've joined the body, which means I will now move the thing down to the actual body. So I'm kind of getting paranoid because look at how big this armhole is. Is that supposed to be normal on me? But then I remember that it all has to stretch out, and I'm really hoping that that means that the armhole will stretch out and shorten. Because they do shorten when you stretch them. Otherwise, this is going to go to SSK and get given away to someone because I can't. If it doesn't fit me, I'm going to cry. I'm just going to cry. But, and it is supposed to be larger. I am building it a little larger. It is on US 6, a 4mm needle. These are my highs. They are not sharps. I'm not a big fan of the sharps. I'm not like Dawn. I don't need the sharps. I find that I'm a pusher, so they tend to poke holes in my fingers. But this is how far I've gotten. I do love the hand spun. The hand spun is beautiful and wonderful. It kind of reminds me of like geological formations, like sedimentary patterns, because I'm a total geek. Sedimentary patterns in your sweater. Yeah, I know. So that's how far I've gotten on that, and that was quite a bit. And now there are 3 pages where you do at the same time, because you're going to do your button band and your shaping, and there's one more thing you have to do. And I literally was like, okay, I gotta put this down now because my brain is gone, and it was late at night, and so I was not about to do 3 things at the same time and count rows and stuff. If you're a person who really enjoys math or really enjoys understanding everything that's going on, this is the pattern for you. If you don't, it may seem a bit overwhelming. I am not... Side tangent. When I knit the baby surprise jacket for the first time, I was like, oh god, this looks like a manta ray. Then I looked at the little diagram that Elizabeth Zimmerman had drawn in the book, and I was like, okay, it looks like a manta ray. And I didn't care. Like, I followed the pattern to a T, and it was like, this is like really weird. And while I thought it was really weird, the pattern was very simply written, and I just followed along. And in the end, you flip it, and it looks magnificent, and you're just wowed and shocked and amazed, and it's this amazing baby surprise jacket. I prefer things like that, where it's like, I'm not going to explain everything to you and give you all these like numbers and shit you don't need. I'm just going to tell you that you can actually get this done. So it depends. It depends on what kind of person you are as to whether or not this is going to be a really fun pattern. Now, in my Desert Vista Dye Works tote, because we had to upgrade, I have my blankie. And I've added a few things on. I've added, what, 4? Okay, so this one is from my swap partner from the Mina Make swap, or the Knitting Expat swap. And so is this one, and this one, which I also I love that one. I love the colorway. This one is Andre Sue Knits. This is one of the minis I got, and that's as far as I got on that. But hey, that's something. And so I still have my little four more mini skeins from Andre Sue Knits. I have my Knitting and Color bag. Although I don't know if I'm willing to sacrifice my Knitting and Color bag. I might be. I don't know. I put it in here because I'm like, well, what else am I going to use it for? And I'm like, there's a couple things I can think of. But I may just put it in my blanket and say, whatever. And I got this bag from a lovely viewer. So, thank you. I'm not sure if I'm supposed to name you, but we were discussing it in the thread. So, whatever. I'm so excited to dig into this. I was actually going to start digging into it, and then I was like, no, I have to show it on the podcast first. So this giant bag of Glee, it's going to be going into the blanket. It's really renewed my vigor for the blanket. That, and it's got its own tote bag. Like, it's epic. You've reached a new level of epicitude, right? Epicitude? When you give it its own blanket. That is how it goes. Just double check my notes. I don't have that much to say, really. Bag of minis. Stitch Mania ends this weekend, which means I will be back to knitting more. Thank God. And is it next weekend? Hold on. I have to look this up. I have to look at my calendar, actually. How horrible is that? Not this next weekend, but the weekend after is the Cure. So be prepared for more Cure ridiculousness in the next week or so. We're actually going as an anniversary present / birthday present to me, because it's the Cure, and I'm pretty sure I will cry the entire set, and I'll be a ridiculous mess. Hubby is taking a couple days off so that we can have. He was supposed to have duty on our anniversary, so he's taking a couple days off, so he doesn't have to have duty, and so we can be together. So we're gonna have a little staycation, which means not next week, but the week after. The show will go a little wonky because I probably won't record with him around. Actually working on a super secret plan. There you have it. Sadly, this is not a very long show. I will give you a very long show next time. But again, Stitch Mania has eaten all my knitting time up, basically. Except for, going to Civil War and working on the blanket when my brain is too shot. Or the marathon of the Yule. Yule? Yule. See, my accent's going to be off anyway. It's kind of like, whatever. So, that's everything I've got. Please come join us on the Ravelry group, the Yarnivore group. There is a Q&A thread. There's the thread for cross stitch. There's the thread for the knit along for the April Showers May Flowers knit along, which is still running. Runs till the end of May, where I will be drawing for prizes. And one of those prizes happens to be this gorgeous Skein of Knitter's Nightmare yarn, which is a progressive, which means it's 4 colors, the switch. So it goes from a light pink to a dark pink, or rather the light pink to the electric pink to an electric purple to a black. It's called Girls Just Want to Have. So there you have it. Do your knit along. You still have time to enter. I think that's everything I've got, but I will see you next week. I hope you're having a great May. And yeah, bye.